Today I'm going to be going over on how to create an LBP. Alright, so first of all, you need logic. You need that good logic. I'm talking about like a battery, toggle, all this type of stuff. I'll tell you what they do, or you can just go at the tutorials. Hey, you're back. Let me just, go over a few of the most, big, major logic tools I use pretty much. Well, everybody pretty much uses it if they're like a good creator. So what you need is a toggle. This is like, it basically activates when you pick up anything, like when you connect anything to the input, and when you connect the output to something else, it's gonna turn it off. So like a light, for instance. So like you get a light, any light. Let me just get this blue star light. Okay, I'm gonna connect this. Let me pause. Connect that. Okay, see how it's black? I'm gonna get a button. Switch the button right here. I'm gonna get the button. See what this is? This is an output, and the output goes inside the input to activate this certain piece of logic, the toggle, pretty much. So once that connects, this turns on the current state. It's gonna do this when it connects. Okay. When that happens, when the check mark, it's gonna turn on the light. Okay. Let me turn it off. See, look. Alright, I'm gonna jump on the button. See, turns it on. And when I do it again, turns it off. You can also put it to the current state yes, which means it'll automatically be on, but when you touch the button, it'll turn off. The battery is pretty much something, it's like, I use it in sequencers. Sequencers, this thing, like you can make movies, stuff, like camera angles and all that. So you put the battery on the sequencer, and you basically connect it to this. Okay, just delete all this stuff about the toggle. Alright, so when the sequencer activates, just hit square to put a line on it like this, square. Just put square, and when you hit square, while that line's moving, it's going to go across the battery, and the battery is going to activate the light turning on. You can do this with sackbots, animations, movers. Like mover, this is a mover. Mover, this basically, when it's pointing this way, yeah, obviously it goes to the right. This way, left, but you can also change it, the speed of what direction it's going. If it's going right, you can keep it to going to like 452.0. Keep going that fast over there. Same way with this. You don't have to change it if you keep changing it. You hit that to change it like this. You hit the R button, the right trigger, you click it to change it, to change sides. And there's also, let me turn this off real quick. There's also up and down speed. It doesn't matter on which side you use it, but you can put this all the way up, and when you go all the way down, it goes backwards. It goes down. It actually goes down, okay? So when you go to the, like, when you go down, it pushes down. This goes up, this goes down. Alright, now let me activate this. See, look, turns it on. It's only gonna, and for, like, batteries, I like, the thing I like about batteries, it only stays on how, how opened out the battery is. So like if it's opened out for this chunk of time, it's gonna stay on for that chunk of time. See? Turns off right there. And you can also change the speed of the sequencer. I usually just keep it at 1.0, or you can put it to 0.1, the fastest speed, like this is the fastest speed. Turns on really fast. This is the slowest if you keep going all the way up there. I want to see how slow this goes. Yeah, that's way too slow. I guarantee never to put it on that high. I just leave it at 1.10 or put on 1.5, 2.0. Doesn't matter. It matters on how much you want to do it. Alright, so what this is a timer. A timer, basically, it's like, pause that. Alright, so when you connect anything to the timer, let me get a button again. Let me get the button, the output, take the output, switch it into the input of the timer. And this bottom one right here, that's the reset. The reset right there, that little bottom square right here, that's the reset. That's how you reset the timer. Alright, so move that over there. So this is going to go on my light. Let me get the light over here. This is gonna go on the light. It turns that off. You can invert it, which means it's already on. And this is action, which means stay on the battery. Meaning, yeah, input action means start or stop, which means stay on the battery. If you put it to start count up, it keeps going by itself. If it starts count down, it keeps going down. Same thing. I always put it on a start count up. And you could just put it to whatever time you want it to be. So let me just put it for like 2 seconds. And connect that. See? Stay on it. Get off of it. There you go. Turns on. And now this right here, this is a counter. A counter is this pretty much the same thing, but it doesn't move by itself. You have to keep clicking it. The counter is like you have to use how many counts. I'm using 5 right now. So like if I use that many counts, I'm gonna have to jump on the button 5 times to activate the star light. See, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. That's a counter for you. I usually use counters for like when you're in a horror level. I learned this from a horror creator. So like if you go past a player sensor a certain amount of times, it's gonna activate a certain event. So like, let me just take this off. See, look, if you keep going past it 5 times, you keep going past it, it's gonna activate the star. But if you want it to happen like in a horror level, you're gonna have to use a bunch of logic and sequencer stuff if you know how to use it. And how to use movie cameras, that's pretty much easy. You just get a sequencer right here, as you can see. Get inside the movie camera with square. Then you hit X to set up your angle. I'm just gonna put it right here. And there you go. I'm gonna move it up to 3. This is 3 seconds right here. Let me just move it like right there, a little bit over the floor. And you put another battery under. You put another camera under it. My bad. And you see the transition. This is a transition. You switch that over to hard pan or soft pan or fade, zoom fade, any of these. Okay, that's basically you're gonna change the camera into what that was. So I'm gonna put that second one to this, and it's gonna look like this. That's how you use a transition. But if you're just trying to like make anything with a movie, like a movie camera, all you just need to do is just put it for something like simple. All right, these are the settings. I don't use this at all. So just don't touch that if you don't want to. Local camera, I don't use that either. This shakes the camera if it's like an intense moment in the level or a movie. And depth of field back is if it's like if you have your camera closed up on something, it's gonna make everything else in the back blurry. And when you have it on the front, it's gonna make that stuff in the front blurry. And disable controllers, meaning it just has the whole camera thing. It suits your screen, pretty much. Let me put that back on. And flatness, that's 60. It starts out with 60, but when you keep moving it over to 90, 90 is the highest. And it makes it look 3D, more 3D. And when you put it to 5 is the lowest. That's the flattest it can go. See what I'm saying? You can do it with the 10, 15. It goes in 5s. You can't go in between that. Well, you can go in between that if you use the left stick and just move it over right once, or left, right or left. So you can do that. You can, so 50, 40, it doesn't matter. That's how you use a movie camera. You do the same thing with the game camera, but it's a little different. In my opinion, what I always do for this, for the setting right here, adjust player tracking, I always put it to 0 or I put it on 10 or 5 around that place. Because if you just leave it on 100 and you put the camera down to like right here, it's gonna follow the character a lot. It's gonna follow your. I don't like that. Look at that. It follows you. If you just put it to 0, it's gonna look like this. It's just gonna be on that one part. So it's not gonna follow you the whole time. Same thing goes with the shaking. When you're running past it, it's gonna shake. You can adjust the speed and all that. You can use this if you want to. I never use it. Depth back, same thing with the other camera. Focus on players. I don't use that most of the time. I don't use it at all. I don't know what it does, but it focuses apparently. I'll just leave this on yes. I don't know what that does. That's all you pretty much need to know about a game camera. It's the same thing as a movie camera, but just for the game, and it's a little different. No transitions or anything. The snapshot camera, well, I never use this at all. But if you're trying to make like a friendly, like a nice friendly level, and you're just trying to take a picture, just run past this sucker. Just run past it and it's going to take a picture of you. And when you check out the time, the countdown, like at 2 seconds, that's when it's going to, you know, take your picture. That's when it's going to take your picture. So there goes that. I never really use that. Flame tool makes it, you know, just hot. Yeah, you click it once to make it hot. Click it again to put it away. Same thing with electricity. Same thing. Everything is the same. Same. And this one, when you actually have something on it, you can just use this tool, the unlethalizer, whatever it's called. You just do that to turn it off. The stickered and decorations things are like, this duck is for like when there's a lot of stickers on it. Let me just put a sticker. See that sticker on like a little bit right there? You just get the duck, and then it takes the sticker off. For the paint, all you do is just, you know, paint. You just circles the color. You just pick any color you want. R1's to change to whatever you want. This is actually in your poppet. You can use whatever's in your poppet to, you know, take a picture of. You can also use your objects to take pictures of. That's cool. I like how they did that. You can like make a red fish if you would like. And I also suggest to clear the background so like you won't see the wood or the cardboard in the back. There goes our fish. Alright. What a randomizer is? This is a randomizer. A randomizer is... I usually use this for like flickering lights. Let me just get a light, any light. Doesn't matter what light it is. It works for all lights. Alright, so put that right there. Let me just turn this. Alright, so you don't need to put anything into the input. So you use that, you take the output from the randomizer and put it on here. And when you go inside, you can change the settings to what you want. So if you want it to go flicker real fast, just leave all these on 0 and put this to 1. The very bottom one to 1. It's gonna flicker like crazy. There you go. It's gonna flicker like crazy. If you want it to pause a little bit, yeah, this is like the pause. It doesn't matter what number you put it on. And it also looks better when you go inside the light and you see the input action, you put it to dimmer, because it looks so much better when you put it to dimmer. That's dimmer. Let me just move it a little faster. Yeah, that's dimmer. It just looks better when you put it to dimmer, period. And invert, I don't use it. I just use these right here, and I just leave this to 1 at a time. I don't add or use all these. I just put it to 1 at a time. A danger tweaker, you'll find this in your tools bag. I just have everything sorted in my how I want it to be. So you can just put that on anything, and it's gonna, you know, put the danger, like fire. You can change the effect, electricity, plasma, horrible gas, nothing. It doesn't have to be anything. But this is kind of useless because you don't really nothing. Like never mind. You can also take off the sounds if you have it on. See, look, so you don't hear the sounds. Character teleporter. All you need to do, take a sequencer out to activate this. All right, you don't have to use it, but well, actually, take this, a player sensor, get the output connected into that, and it's gonna teleport you where that is. See, look, I'm gonna keep doing that. It can take how long you want it. Like a second or two. I'm gonna put it a second. There you go. That's a second. You can also put a loading screen on there, but sometimes it doesn't work for me. I don't know why. You can also use a sequencer to do this, a button. It doesn't matter. Anything that has an output that's coming out like this, anything that has this, you can basically connect anything that has an input into it, like that. Anti-gravity tweaker. This basically like makes, if it's just on 100 period, if it's just on 100, anti-gravity, just the first one, is gonna drop down slowly if you move it. But like, let me get something. See, look, it's moving a little bit. See, look, it's moving. It's because the gravity is 100. If you put it to the second 100, that's gonna make it not able to move at all. Okay. And this goes for every material or object. When you go inside a material or object, you'll see this mountain or a little circle. This like the circle means it can move or it can drop. That mountain means it doesn't move at all. See, I'm gonna put it to circle. That's gonna drop it. And if I put it to mountain, it doesn't move at all. A microchip. This basically holds all the logic you use. So like if you use a grab sensor is just something, is like when you grab the object, that's gonna activate. See, look, you can't grab cardboard, right? So in able to do that, you're gonna need a material tweaker. Put that on the microchip, put that to grabbable, move it to grabbable, and look at you. You can grab the cardboard that you couldn't grab the last time. You can actually grab it. And when the grab actually activates, the sensor. So when that happens, when you activate the sensor, it can, activate into anything. Input. Remember what I said about the output? Stuff the output into any input. anything. Anything that has an output, you can just put it in a thing. Alright, so look. I'm grabbing it. Grab. Every time I grab it, it's gonna turn the fire. See, look. A broadcast microchip is almost the same thing, but it activates on your player. So like whatever logic you add in here, it's gonna affect you, the player. Okay? It's gonna affect you, period. How to make a sackbot move and all that. It's gonna be like this is only for one person if you're trying to make like a level with a certain character. Let me just use, I don't know what the heck that was. Let me just use a panda. I can already tell Tiger's watching the video. He's like, look at the sad panda. You know, he always says that. Alright, so you get the sackbot. Sackbot is in your tools bag. You'll find them in the sackbot area. But I put them in the A list because it's my category. Get a controlinator. This is basically like something you can like go inside. But you can't go inside it obviously on the sackbot because you can't like go inside the sackbot. Alright, so put this, you tweak it, put the remote control to receiver, put that the nearest player. So like whenever you're on the ground, it's gonna make that sackbot move. And you can also use the global stuff. This can change the time. Well, not the time, but you can change the time of day. You can change the darkness, the fogginess, the light of the day, the color correction, like that, and also the background. The cool thing about this, when you fix it, when you get a background, you can move it up or down, doesn't matter, or right to left, or in and out. Go all the way in, go all the way out. Alright. Alright, so here's also one thing. Oh yeah, I don't use all these, but you can if you want to. And audio volumes, default ambience. This is basically something that you can like while it's on pause. You can change this to make it sound like anything else. Like make it sound like a sewer, a jungle, a house of horrors. Hear that? I mean, that's creepy, isn't it? Yeah, you can change it to anything. Swamp, clock tower, English feet, floral reef, ice cave, heavy rain, marsh. You can put it in anything. Alright, as I was saying, keep going down here. You can, this dialogue meaning you can talk inside your sackbot. You go inside your sackbot, idle, act, record. You need a mic for this. You gotta put the record sound on so you can actually, you know, say something with the mic on. And you need to be in game chat. You can't be in a party. Well, you can in your party. You can set it to, you know, game chat. Like, but you have to be in game chat in order to record. So the dialogue is pretty much like when you record it from a sackbot or a mouth. So you can turn that down all the way so you can't hear them or the music. You can change anything. The background sound. See, it just went gone. The FX is the sounds you hear in the game. So like you won't hear me jump. Alright, this is basically the sound of the level. Is the reverb setting. So as of right now, it starts out with padded cell, and these are the like the measurements of the setting. So like if you put it to 50 and you put it to bathroom, every time you jump, it's gonna sound like you're in the bathroom. You can do the same thing with the room. You can put it to max to make the actual sound like, to make it actually sound like that. Hallway. Sewer. Concert, cave, there's anything. But I usually use the hanger. This is the extra echo. Listen. The echo. You can also use this for music. I always use this for music. Well, not always, but most of the time I use it for music because it sounds good. It just sounds good because it makes an echo. You can also use the echo to use the dialogue. And the low pass filter, all these settings, the low pass, it's gonna make it sound, make it sound like it's not there. If it's at 100, you can't completely hear it. And this is gonna, like, you know, make it sound like a little, you know, tubed in. Alright, here's a tip on actually how to, you know, make stuff with materials, period. I'm just gonna start with the cardboard because this is a basic, you know, material. So like, oh yeah, R1 is to, you know, make the material go past the layers, and R2 is to make it smaller. L1 is to move it up, all the way up, and L2 is to move it back. You can hold it too. Alright, so I'm gonna move it through all the layers. Alright, so I'm just gonna do this, right? You gotta just keep it in that one line. You can't just, like, while you're trying to add another thing into it, you can't just go down into it like this. It's gonna make it messed up. See, look what it did right here. It's gonna make it look messed up. Can't do that if you want it to be precise. So like, you just gotta be careful on the lines. You just gotta look at it, be precise. You just gotta, there you go. There you go. See, now it's not going inside the floor. And when you're trying to make stairs, just do this, keep doing the blocks, and then just fill in the extra things like this. If there's like a little piece hanging off like this, just get your corner editor. It's in the tools bag. Corner editor. Hold R1, hit X. Go to the corner, hit X. Go down to the other corner, hit X. Then move it over to the right so it's aligned with to make it straight. Align with the other piece to make it straight. That's how to make stairs if you just want to walk up to it, like actually jump into it. I don't do that. I used to, but just get a triangle and make actual squares on the side to make it look like it's stairs without you know, running up it. Like, without you jumping on it, that's what I was gonna say. And same thing, just fill it in with the other material. So it's gonna walk up like this, like that. Alright, let's learn a little bit about tags. Tags are pretty, you know, pretty complicated for beginners thing, kind of. Alright, so I'm gonna put a tag right here, right? And I'm gonna put sponge, or I'm gonna put this. Yeah, I'm gonna put sponge. Just go all the way down to the sponge category. This is all the grabbable, you know, grabbable materials and all that. We just put the blue felt. Put that down there. Make sure it's on the little circle so it can drop down so you can grab it and move it. Alright, so what you need to do is take the tag This is the tag. This is what the tag looks like. You can tweak it. You can put it to whatever color you want it to be, and you can label it. You can put whatever you want on it. So like I can put Jeff or Tiger, doesn't matter. Jeff, so it's gonna say Jeff down here. Put Jeff on there. That's the tag. Or you can just put no label. But let me just put Jeff back. Put that on there. So it's gonna say tag Jeff. Now you're gonna get a tag sensor. Tag sensor is gonna activate whatever is like when you move the tag all the way over to the sensor. It's gonna activate what this is connected to. So like if I put a global lighting tweaker, this is basically what changes the day and night and all that. And you can change the transition time to 1 second. That's what I usually do, but 3 or 2 seconds is fine. And the tag sensor has to be the same as the other sensor to work. So you're gonna have to put it the blue and put the same label as the other thing. So connect that into the input. That's what a tag does. Okay, so what to do when you're trying to add animations into your Sackbot, just put the animation tweaker, it's found in your tools bag, put that on the brown part of the Sackbot where you see this little, Sackbot thing. Put that, just choose anything. You can just choose anything, literally anything. Alright, so I'm just gonna have him dancing. And loop, you can have that to loop. He's looping right now, as you can see. Which means he's gonna keep doing it. And if you put it to no, it's gonna stop him where he is. I don't know what this does in activity. I don't know what that does. But this is like, you can move this, the end, this is the animation end, so you can move it to wherever you want him to end. So like you can end it right there, but this is the highest max point. And you can move this to like where it starts. You can move the speed. You can move the speed a little bit, make it slow, or make it reversed. Let me just put them to 120. And when you select yes, you can, the yaw, this is when you're pushing them to the right or left. 90 degrees is when he moves more to the left side. When you put him to 270, that's the right. You put him back to 360. 360 is when he's just looking straight at you. Pitch is when he's going up and down, something like that. 180 is when he's on the top. 90 is when he's right there. 270 is when he's on, like, looking like he's on the ground. Or like on the black background. The roll is the side or whatever it is. The roll is like when he's rolling side to side. Alright, so you get this animation. You take that animation and you just pick any button. It can be a triangle or a square, but you know how you hit triangle sometimes and it does this is triangle, square, circle. You can take all that off by going to global stuff, by just taking off enable sack pocket, that's circle, turn that off. Enable organizer, that's triangle. Alright, so just put it to R1, connect the R1 to the animation, and go to global stuff, move all the way to the characters, pick this thing on the top, capture the character. As you see the character down here, you can transform, and when you're him, you can just do the animation. It's honestly easy when you get the hang of it. A game ender is literally when you're trying to end the game. So like when you use the tag sensor, the tag or whatever it is just connected to the input, and that pretty much ends the game when you play in play mode. Literally, when you play in play mode and you activate whatever it is, whatever sensor it is, it's gonna connect to this and it's gonna end the game. You can set it to end adventure too, if you have an adventure, if you make an adventure. Here's just a checkpoint. Here's a level link. A level link is pretty much literally a level link. So like you can just pick a level. It's super laggy. You just pick any level you want and put it in there so you can other people can play it. This is another level link. This is like the old one. They made a new one. See, look, this one's less laggy. But yeah, the old one actually works out. So like you can just pick anything. Hollywood City Night, Jeff the Killer, doesn't matter, just pick anything. Broken, Turn Apart, just put that to that. You can just play anything. When you go to play mode, you can just, you know, connect into it. Hit triangle, and then you're good. Scoreboard, easy. All you do is just run it to the scoreboard, and then it ends. But if you're trying to give people stuff, just go hit square to tweak, choose a prize, get anything, literally anything. Anything from here, and then just pick a song, and then you'll give them the song. Level link, this is when you go to the scoreboard, and when it ends, it just sends you to another level. Destroyer is when you're trying to destroy something, literally. Let me get any sensor. It doesn't matter whatever sensor it is, or a battery, it doesn't matter. Do that, it's gonna disappear. And you can switch how it disappears. That's dissolve, disappear, confetti, vaporize, fall apart, flat, splat, fade, explode, and shrink. When I'm usually making creepypasta levels, I use fade for eyeless check, because, you know, fade looks pretty cool when you fade them. And confetti is just when you're trying to have a fun time, literally. Fun time. Alright, I'm just gonna go over like that few stuff. If you guys want me to make a part 2, then just like and subscribe and share this video to other people who are struggling on how to create an LBP. And yeah, just ask for a part 2, and see you.
I know you're somewhere. I've been trapped in my mind, girl, just holding on. I don't wanna pretend we're something we're nothing. I've been stuck thinking